everyone, very good afternoon to all. Very good evening to all. As per the new timetable, I am going to take your class at this timing. Okay. So before going to start the lesson, I want to tell you only up to 20 to 25 students have sent your notes photos. Remaining of all the students have not at all sent. I will going to inform you about this your parents as well as to a principal sir. So be aware that you should send your notes photos to me. Okay, as soon as possible you have to complete the notes, and as soon as possible again I will conduct you the test on a nutrition in animals and a nutrition in plants, and both the two lessons. So you be prepared for the test and complete the notes. Okay, I am recording the students, how many of you have sent the notes and how many of you are attending the class, have watching the videos, that all we know, and we are recording it. After the school reopens, we will going to start it and we will take the action on the those students who are not properly do their work in this lockdown. Apart from this, I am going to start the lesson. So which lesson we have started in the previous class? That is physical and chemical changes. So what is physical change? There is a change in physical properties of a substance, that we call it as a physical change. For example, which one? The conversion, or the what we say? Okay, the transformation of a solid to a liquid is the best example for a change of a physical properties, because if we consider the ice cube, when it gets some heat, it will convert it into a liquid form. It is a physical change we usually occur in our day-to-day life. And the next is what is a chemical change? Chemical change means there is a change in the chemical properties of the substance. Okay, the example for a chemical change is which one? Rusting of the iron is the best example, right? So that is a well-known example for a chemical change. And I already told in the previous class about the difference between the physical change and the chemical changes. How many differences I told you? Nearly equal to 5 differences. You should write that in your notes. Okay, so in the today's class I am going to tell you about, we are considering the sum of the chemicals and how there is a physical change occurs, how chemical change occurs in that chemicals. Okay, firstly you consider the strip or a thin ribbon of a magnesium and wash it or rub it with the sandpaper very cleanly, so that if any dust particles on the magnesium, they will be removed from the magnesium when we are rub with the sandpaper. So students, in this activity we are going to consider in the thin strip of magnesium, and that is burning with the flame in presence of air. So when this magnesium is burning, it will produce a bright white flame. It means that is completely burning in presence of air, which will form the powdery ash. That is nothing but the magnesium oxide. That is, when magnesium reacts with the oxygen, or when it burns with the flame in presence of oxygen, it will form the magnesium oxide. Okay, here the magnesium is a solid strip, right? So this magnesium solid strip is burned with the oxygen gas which is present in our surrounding, that will produce a magnesium oxide, which is a powdery ash, that is an amorphous one. So it will produce the magnesium oxide, which is a solid. So I will show you this, how the activity is going to happen.
See children, it is magnesium strip. So it is a very thin layer. So when this magnesium is burns, means we are going to burn this magnesium with flame. That is, flame we are using here is a candle. Okay, for your convenience. So when this magnesium is burns with a flame, so it reacts with the oxygen. Where is the oxygen? From the atmosphere. Okay, so when it burns, it produces a white flame. So it is very bright in nature. So that is why we call it a very brilliant white colored flame is produced. Okay, so can you observe a thin layer is producing there? Yeah, that is what we call it as the ash, magnesium oxide. So that is the ash produced by the when magnesium is burnt with the atmosphere air with a flame, producing a white thick powder. That powder is nothing but the our magnesium oxide. This magnesium oxide, see, we can clearly see this. So when we touch this, see, that is drop down. Okay, so this is the powder formed. So this powder we call it as the magnesium oxide. So how it is produced, as I said, it is produced by the reaction of magnesium.
Okay, we have done with the activity, and in that you have observed that a powdery ash of a magnesium oxide is produced. So in the next step we are going to tell that whether the magnesium oxide is an acidic one or a basic one. Okay, before that, the reaction for a magnesium oxide is this magnesium reacts with oxygen, produces the magnesium oxide. Here we are considering this magnesium oxide for testing is the product is acidic or a basic. So this magnesium oxide, whatever the product is obtained, that magnesium oxide mixed with the water, it will give the magnesium hydroxide. Okay, so this 2MgO reacts with the water, it will form the MgOH twice. This is the magnesium hydroxide. So this product is a acidic one or a basic one. For doing this test, we are considering the litmus paper, red litmus paper as well as a blue litmus paper. So this drop of magnesium hydroxide is pour it on the both the litmus paper, red as well as on a blue litmus paper. So you may observe that there is a color change in the red litmus paper, which will turn to a blue litmus one. But this blue litmus paper does not changes its color. So from this we can say that when the red litmus is converted, this converts it into blue litmus paper, it shows that it is a basic one. Okay, the product which is obtained is a basic solution or a base one. Okay, so whatever we are observing here, it is we observe both the physical changes and the chemical changes here, right? So this magnesium produces a magnesium oxide, which is a powder form, is a physical change, means it will changes its state. When this magnesium reacts with the oxygen, it is a chemical change. So this is the example for a magnesium oxide, and we tested that the magnesium hydroxide which is obtained product is the basic solution. Okay, we are going to start with another reactivity. For this we are considering the copper sulfate. So consider the small amount of a copper sulfate and add water, okay, distilled water to this copper sulfate and make the mixture of a copper sulfate solution. So as I told you, take a copper sulfate and dissolve it in a distilled water. It will form the copper sulfate solution. For the complete dissolve of the copper sulfate, you add 2 to 3 drop of what sulfuric acid to that copper sulfate solution. Why? Because the crystalline copper sulfate is have to completely dissolve in a water. For that purpose we are adding the sulfuric acid. Okay, we will got the product copper sulfate solution. So this copper sulfate solution is a blue in color. As we all know, copper sulfate is a blue color, and the product or the solution which is obtained is also blue in color. Okay, for the observation of the chemical changes, what happened to the solution, you take one nail or the blade, you put that nail in the copper sulfate solution, and what changes you may observe? You may observe that there is a color change of the solution from blue to a green color. Means the solution which is put at that blade or the nail in the solution, it will be completely turned into a green color. Okay, so here copper sulfate solution which is a blue in color. When we put the iron, here we consider the metal iron, here we consider the nail or the blade. When we put that in this solution, it will form what a green color solution. Okay, means this reacts with the copper solution and it will convert the solution to green color, and there is a formation of a brown color on the nail or the blade. It means that the deposition on the copper on the surface of the nail or the blade. Okay, the reaction is CuSO4, means the copper sulfate reacts with the iron. It will form the FeSO4, that is iron sulfate solution. So here you observe that I told you this brown color is deposited on the nail. It means that this copper is reacts with the iron and it will form the iron solution, iron sulfate solution. So where this copper gone? So this copper is deposited on the nail, which is a brown in color. Okay, this is the color change that you observed in a copper sulfate solution and iron sulfate solution. Okay, so this is the reaction for the chemical change that we observe for the copper sulfate solution. Okay, so in the next class I am going to explain you about the some more activities regarding the chemical changes and the physical changes. Okay, thank you, keep watching the videos, and I will update the more videos on these classes. Thank you again.